The world loves bees. We draw them on lunchboxes, we protect them with conservation posters, we name entire aesthetics after them. Bees are the fuzzy, friendly, hard-working citizens of nature who pollinate our flowers, make our honey, and mind their own business. But what most people don't know is that the peaceful life of a bee is anything but peaceful. Because lurking in the shadows of the garden, hovering in the warm summer air like tiny airborne gangsters, are the wasps. Sleek, sharp, fast, and extremely comfortable with violence. If bees are the gardeners, wasps are the mercenaries. If bees are the workers, wasps are the warriors. And between these two, an ancient rivalry has been buzzing for millions of years. Welcome to the Hive Wars. It's a conflict fought not with banners or flags, but with pheromones, wings, stingers, and strategy. A war over food, territory, survival, and dominance. Because as adorable as bees can be, they've got enemies. And wasps? Wasps are built to be enemies. At first glance, bees and wasps look similar. Small, flying, buzzing insects in matching yellow and black outfits. But the similarities end there. Bees are stocky, fuzzy, and gentle unless provoked. Wasps are sleek, shiny, and look like they were designed by a minimalist artist who exclusively studied knives. Bees fly like dedicated workers on their way to a shift. Wasps fly like they're looking for someone who owes them money. Bees collect pollen, wasps collect opportunities. And that's where the conflict starts. A bee colony is a masterpiece of cooperation. Thousands of individuals working in perfect harmony. Every bee has a job. The workers gather pollen, the nurses feed larvae, the guards protect the entrance, the queen runs the whole show. They're a peaceful society, unless someone threatens their home. Wasps, on the other hand, live in smaller, more aggressive colonies. They don't make honey, they don't collect pollen. They hunt, they scavenge, they raid. Wasps are nature's boldest opportunists, fearless, fast, and willing to attack almost anything if it promises a meal. And bees? Bees are on the menu. A wasp can smell a stressed, weak, or underfed hive from a distance. Once they locate one, they scout the entrance, testing the defenses. The bees sense the intruder before they even see it. Guard bees instantly patrol the entrance, bodies raised, wings flexed, antennae twitching like motion sensors. A single wasp is a threat. Multiple wasps are a warning. A small swarm of wasps circling the hive. That's an impending siege. Wasps don't always come to fight. Sometimes they just come to steal. They hover at the hive entrance, waiting for the perfect moment to dart in and grab a bit of honey or snatch a returning worker bee. They're quick, they're precise, and they're absolutely relentless. To a wasp, a beehive is a grocery store with poor security. But bees are not defenseless. They're peaceful, yes, but they're also capable of incredible teamwork. When a wasp tries to force its way inside, guard bees slam into it mid-air, wrestling it to the ground. The wasp fights back with razor-sharp jaws and the ability to sting over and over again. Bees can only sting once. Wasps can sting repeatedly. That alone gives wasps a terrifying advantage in combat. But bees have one strategy that wasps can't match. Unity. A single bee is no match for a wasp. But 50, 100, they become a living storm. And if a wasp breaks through their entrance, the bees unleash one of nature's most astonishing defense tactics, heatballing. Dozens of worker bees surround the invader, forming a tight, vibrating sphere of bodies. The center of that sphere reaches temperatures hot enough to cook the wasp alive. The bees survive. The wasp does not. But that doesn't end the war. It escalates it. Because wasps are not individual fighters, they are organized. They remember locations, they recruit reinforcements. When a wasp finds a beehive full of resources, it returns home and reports its discovery. Soon, a small scouting mission becomes a coordinated attack. This is when the hive war truly begins. Imagine dozens of wasps circling the hive entrance like tiny fighter jets, searching for weak spots. Bees rush to seal cracks, guard the front, and block the entrance with their bodies. The air fills with buzzing, not the peaceful kind, but the frantic war drum kind. Wasps dart in, trying to break the formation. Bees tackle them mid-flight. Some battles last seconds, some last hours. If the wasps break through, even once, they can devastate a colony. They kill bees. They steal larvae. They tear apart honeycombs to get to the nectar inside. They don't just steal, they destroy. And that destruction leaves pheromone trails, marking the hive as a target. More wasps come, and more. A starving wasp colony is the most dangerous of all. When food is scarce late in the season, wasps become desperate. Their colonies are collapsing. Their queen is weak. They have weeks left to live unless they find a rich food source. And bees, unfortunately, are extremely rich food sources. But bees also get desperate. Food shortages make their hive weaker, their defenses less coordinated, their guards thinner. Bees that would normally fight to the end sometimes hesitate, because their survival instincts tell them to conserve energy. A hive at full strength is nearly impossible for wasps to conquer. A hive on the brink, that's a battlefield waiting to happen. And yet, bees are clever. They have strategies. They narrow the entrance of their hive to funnel wasps into tight spaces. They create living shields with layers of workers. They deploy extra guards. Some species even smear plant sap around the entrance to mask their scent. But wasps adapt too. They learn patterns. They test defenses. They coordinate their attacks with an eerie intelligence that seems almost military. And in this war, there is rarely a permanent winner. Sometimes the bees push the wasps back, holding their hive through the season, surviving winter, and rebuilding their numbers. Sometimes the wasps break through, raiding the hive until it collapses and the queen flees or dies. Sometimes both colonies weaken each other so badly that neither survives the year. Because this war isn't personal, it isn't emotional, it's survival. A constant test of strength, strategy, and timing between two species that have spent millions of years perfecting their roles. One builds, one breaks, one gathers, one takes. One tries to protect life, one tries to feed on it. And yet, in a strange way, both are essential to the balance of nature. Bees pollinate the world, ensuring plants, fruits, and crops survive. Wasps keep pest populations under control, hunting insects that would otherwise overwhelm gardens and forests. They are enemies, but they are also counterparts, two sides of a delicate ecological coin. Still, the next time you see a wasp hovering near a beehive, know this. You're witnessing a moment in an ancient conflict, a rivalry older than humanity. A tiny war, unfolding in the air, fought with wings, stingers, instincts, and courage. A war that will outlive us, outlast us, and continue buzzing long after we're gone. And if bees and wasps could speak, they'd probably say the same thing. This isn't personal, this is the hive war.